Hello, and welcome to the second week of SLOLCS 2024. We got a banger game for you. My name's Jacob. I also go by Anmech, and I am joined by my lovely co-caster Val. Give us an introduction.
I'm so glad to be back for a series of week 2 here for SLOLCS 2024. Super excited to cast with Admic, my biggest inspiration.
Oh, wow. I'm blushing so much. Thank you so much, Val. We got a really good game for you guys. Started out, we got Sit versus Sedge. I believe Sedge is 2-0 coming into week 2. Sit 1-1. You know, they really want to get the ball rolling, get some more wins under the belt. And we already got plenty of drafts to go over. So, Val, give me your thoughts. We got MF locked in against Caitlyn Vex on Sedge's side. What are your thoughts?
Miss Fortune has been a pretty dominant pick this meta. Honestly, Sit first pick Miss Fortune is kind of a given. It was played in week 1. Jordan Ultimash kind of did pretty well using that kind of overpowered pick right now. I don't like the Miss Fortune Caitlyn kind of matchup. Miss Fortune kind of makes up for her lack of range with her Q, so I'm not too excited about the Caitlyn pick compared to damage. Miss Fortune's gonna be pumping out a lot more damage than Caitlyn is.
Yeah, and we see the mid lane matchup as well. Vex versus Anivia, two very strong control mages. They do a great job of making sure that there's enough space for their carries to move around in team fights. I think we're already seeing a good amount of front to back just coming out from both of these drafts. The Rakan locked in by Sit is going to be interesting to see. Sedge might lock in their own support pick. We know that it is Shishinik and Unoya in the bot lane for Sedge. Caitlyn Morgana is going to be the play. So Val, ADC main, bot lane connoisseur, give me an idea. How are you feeling about these matchups?
Morgana pick kind of does save this draft a little bit. Kind of, and Caitlyn and Morgana kind of wants to find, they're kind of more towards a pick comp, and with Vex it pairs perfectly. Get that Vex ulti off onto Miss Fortune or these backline carries that are kind of typically harder to engage on, and Vex ultimate kind of like lets you get onto them, and Caitlyn follows up with her ace in the hole, and Morgana kind of provides that peel that they need from an engager like Rakan.
Yeah, I mean, this Black Shield from Morgana can definitely stop anything that Anatole and the Rakan wants to do. Looking at these round 2 bans, 4 top laners gone. Trundle could be, you know, a jungle flex, I guess, but really it is 4 top laners. It's Ya versus Bandit. And it's gonna be interesting to see. Sedge does have last pick on red side. They could save it for the jungler. I feel like most of the time you're gonna want to save it for your top laner. It's really important to get a favorable solo lane matchup. Gyarados is the jungler for Sedge. He's very good at carry junglers. He's just very proficient in general. And so, I mean, yeah, Sejuani locked in, classic champion for Anson. He's gonna just be locking it down in the jungle, and then they're saving that last pick top lane for yeah.
I mean, the team's name is Sedge Mommy. There's no way
Right,
they
yeah,
can
it's
get
in the
like
name.
away. Yeah, and not to mention also like Gyarados was my jungler last year and also won SLOLCS 2024. So he does have a lot of power in the jungle, especially the Sejuani pick. As soon as I saw one game on him, like playing Sejuani, I put him on Sejuani for the rest of SLOLCS, not even letting him play too many carry champions. But looks like I think Sejuani is the perfect pick here. Caitlyn, Morgana, Vex, really squishy. Sejuani's kind of makes up for that big front line to kind of tank all of Miss Fortune's damage. The ulti also helps against Miss Fortune as well. Kind of like as soon as Miss Fortune ults, Sejuani can like release her glacial prison onto Miss Fortune and kind of shut that ultimate out of the team fights.
Yeah, if Gyarados can find the right angles, can totally lock down, mitigate the damage output from Ultimash's Misfortune. We see now rounding out Sit's team comp, it's Hecarim and Cho'Gath, so they have that beefy frontline tank. They have plenty of dive with Hecarim or Khan. They also are able to peel. And Sedge Mommy, they say, you know what, we're going to go Set in the Cho'Gath. Great lane matchup. Scales really well in the team fights. And depending on the build, Set can be a powerful and hard to deal with side laner, you know, in the split push. So definitely a lot of different modes coming out of this draft. We see both teams in a lot of ways want to play that front to back team fight. Don't think there's going to be a whole lot of split pushing happening in this game. So name of the game, control the side lanes before you go for the objectives.
Oh yeah, no, 100% for sure. I really like Team Sedge Mommy's comp kind of against Team Sit. Sedge Mommy kind of wants to play for those picks. It's very pick heavy comp. Definitely gonna be looking a lot on action on the side lanes, um getting these carries out. Like Miss Olivia cannot walk like around without being afraid of the Sejuani ultimate or the Vex ultimate, and I'm kind of team Sejumami here.
Yeah, I mean, I really do like Mommy's draft. It's really going to be about shutting down this Caitlyn Morgana before that they can get too out of control, before they can fully out the Misfortune Rakan, you know. And so I really am looking to Pyronus to make sure that his Hecarim is doing those early ganks, trying to generate pressure for his team, because it's really hard to gank a Cho'Gath pre-6 when you could get 1v2'd by Set. Anivia is not going to have a whole lot of priority before she picks up her ultimate at level 6. And so bot lane is really going to be the main focus. Meanwhile, Sejuani is great at counter ganking. You know, there's no melees in the bot lane to help the jungler. Oh my god, I'm like blanking. Stack his passive. And so it is going to be a little awkward in the 3v3, but I do think that, you know, bot lane control is really important for this early stage of the game.
Yeah, and it's fair to say also that Pyronus isn't on his Mordekaiser. That was like the first ban coming out of the Sedge Mommy. I don't know if you saw power rankings, but I did mention I did give MET to Pyronus going 14-0-4 on the Mordekaiser. So it makes sense like why they would ban that champion first, getting him off his comfort and off a champion that he's used to carrying games with.
Yeah, Pyron is a great player, especially as Mordekaiser jungle. It's a huge power pick. SLOLCS, you know, we've seen Mordekaiser year after year be a dominant force, especially among top laners, but even in jungle, you know, he's a very strong pick. And Pyron is no set to carry, 14-0-4. You said it yourself in the power rankings. You know, very strong player. If this Hecarim gets ahead, he can just take over the game. I think it's going to be hard, though. I mean, Gyarados is a really good jungler. He's one of the star players of Sejumami. He's got the champion the team is named after. So he, you know, Pyronus has his work cut out for him. Meanwhile, looking at top lane, I don't know anything about Bandit. Did he play in SLOLCS last year?
I'm entirely sure about that. This is my first time seeing Bandit here in SLOLCS. But Cho'Gath is a pretty solid. Cho'Gath I feel like never is a bad pick. Always gonna be tanky. Even though Set kind of counters Cho'Gath, I still see Cho'Gath always be useful in ranked games, despite being behind. He's a tank, and you want him to kind of soak up the damage, and he pretty much always gets that job done.
Yeah, kind of the name of the game, right? You're the frontliner. You just make space for your Anivia and Misfortune to pump out damage in these team fights. And an interesting part about the Anivia's Misfortune picks is that they can kind of stay farther away from the action if they need to. If they're getting dove by Sejuani, by Vex, by Set, you know, they can stay a little bit out of the action, pump out some damage with their ults, and, you know, they don't have to get into auto attack range until later in the fight after some major cooldowns are blown. I really think that's going to be important for Anatole and Pyronus to work together, jungle support duo, get these early dragons, early vision control, maybe even early grubs if they think that they can kind of work their way up to the top side of the map. Ultimash, not going to be able to farm no matter what against Caitlyn Morgana, so might as well just leave them to the fishes, you know, start roaming with your jungler, get map control elsewhere, make sure that the set isn't putting the Cho'Gath too far behind, and then you have a much better chance of being able to group together in a mid game and find some favorable fights.
Yeah, if Ultimash does not go cleanse here, I'm actually gonna lose my mind. Like, this Misfortune game is literally impossible to play without cleanse. If he does, like, that has to be a pick for Misfortune. There's like no way you don't go cleanse here. You have Caitlyn, Morgana, and Sejuani and Vex Fear.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of CC that's cleansable that you would like to have cleanse on as the EDC. So, I mean, we have a minute and 20 seconds, so we see it for sure. But Ultimash is not a bad player. You know, he knows how to count CC. He can see that cleanse is probably the best option.
Hopefully. But it is Anatoly on Rakan. She's usually famous for kind of playing big enchanter kind of type player. kind of playing Morgana and Zyra are kind of her like main picks that we saw a lot from last year, and I like seeing her kind of change it up a little bit with the Rakan pick.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting pivot for Anatole. Miss Fortune Rakan can be very aggressive, and so playing with Ultimash, longtime duo partner, is gonna be interesting to see, how she performs. She has a hard lane matchup to perform, so got her work cut out for her. Meanwhile, guys, we still have a little bit of time before the game starts, so if you haven't already, make sure you get those channel points in. Easy winnings, easy pickings. I know if I was to bet, if I was a betting man, I'd probably be betting on Sejmami. Shishinik's my GOAT. He's one of the best players I've met at Cal Poly, and so even though he's on off-roll ADC, he can totally take over the game, especially with Gyarados peeling for him on the Sejuani. So that's my vote. I don't know. How do you feel, Val?
I'm Team Sejmami all the way. My goat, Anson Gyarados, I believe in him. He won me last year, and I think he can probably win this team this year.
All right, heard it here, folks. It's a bias cast. We really want to see Sej win, but Sit, some great players on that team. They've made it very far in SLOLCS in previous years. They're a force to be reckoned with. You can't count them out. It is a 2-0 team versus a 1-1 team, and I mean, it could be that we see 2-2-1 teams at the end of this. Of course, Sejmami wants to keep their winning streak going. So yeah, if you haven't already, make sure to vote. We are very close to getting into game, and then all the action will start very soon.
Yeah, a little gossip for you. Ultimash and Anatoly are dating. So it is E-couple versus E-couple down in bot lane.
Wow, Shishinik Unoya versus Ultimash Anatole. Okay, I see how it is. That's exciting.
Who will come back the better E-couple, I wonder.
I mean, Caitlyn Morgana makes it pretty easy. I'd like to say. At least in lane. I'm pretty sure it's really hard to lose lane as Caitlyn Morgana unless something really bad happens. Yeah. I think we're seeing the... Oh, wait, Val, we did not say this pregame. Are you going to play-by-play or am I going to play-by-play?
You can play-by-play.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm so generous.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. I really appreciate that. We see Unoya does land the root onto Ultimash. The fear comes out from the Vex. The set brings in the first blood, the Shishinik. That's an extra 400 gold into Caitlyn's pockets, and this difficult lane matchup has become even harder.
Ultimash didn't go cleanse.
Oh no.
Ultimash didn't go cleanse.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
What?
And he's already been punished. He's already been punished at minute 1, right? He's died. Long sword and an extra health pot for Shishinik, so definitely regretting that right now, I'm sure.
How do you not go cleanse? You're playing Misfortune into Sejuani, Vex, Caitlyn, Morgana.
Huh. We all make mistakes. This is SLOLCS, right? Like this is it. Name of the game. Kind of mess it up a little bit.
I gotta talk to Ultimash about that one later on. Just like I mean, like, he's the coach of the div teams, man. I preach cleanse, even though Small Fluffy Cat kind of gets mad at me a lot for going cleanse a lot of unnecessarily, apparently. But I still think cleanse is one of the stronger sums, and especially in this game.
Well, I mean, Ultimash, he can make it work. He's a good player. Sure, he won't get punished too hard. That was a big double tap onto Unoya right there. So already getting some favorable damage on his side. Meanwhile, looking at the CS across the other lanes, you can see Cho'Gath has not hit a single minion yet, or at least last hit a single minion yet. 7-0 in the top lane, is punishing this blind pick Cho'Gath. And so, I don't know. We see that Pyronys is clearing towards bot side. This Cho'Gath is going to struggle for at least a couple more minutes on his own.
Yeah, that's mostly to be expected in a Cho'Gath kind of set lane.
He still doesn't have a single CS.
It's struggle, okay.
Oh wow, Anatole, the knockup gets blocked by some CC, and Shishinik is able to just rain down autos along with Unoya's pool. So it's, a really difficult matchup in the bot lane already. We can see that Unoya and Shishinik, ready to go, have played this well so far, and Bandit has gotten his first and second CS of the game.
Yeah, let's go Bandit. I believe. No, not
he missed the cannon. Oh, God, that sucks.
Yeah.
And then we saw it too. Like this is on stream. He's gonna watch
Uh,
this back. He's gonna be like, God damn it, it's
yeah.
embarrassing.
It's all right. We're struggling. We don't need to be super strong. We just need to be our tanky selves for our team. That's all.
Right. Yeah. Just scale up. Get what you can. Try not to die too much at least. Meanwhile, Pyronus is in the bot lane, going for the gank. Rakan has died already. Anatole blew her combo a little early. Black Shield comes out, stops the knockback from Pyronus' Hecarim. Gyarados is here to receive. It is Pyronus. He's already used his ghost, gets stunned up. Q comes out. Is there enough damage from the Sejuani? Pyronus is going to be able to dash away. Ultimash, meanwhile, getting ignited by Unoya, getting chased down. Gyarados is looking for more, but Ultimash still does have flash, and so yeah, they're not going to look for the dive. You're going to take the one kill on the Anatole and walk away scot-free.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of miscommunication there between Gyarados and Shishinik and Inoya, kind of like not deciding who they wanted to kill. If we kind of picked one damage off, then we kind of would have gotten a kill.
Oh no, Ultimash and Anatole, they thought they had enough damage to get on top of Shishinik, but the knockup doesn't land. It would have been black shielded anyway. And that's another kill, a 3-0 Caitlyn before 5 minutes in this game.
Yeah, not too sure if you can even fight Caitlyn Morgana as a Rakan Misfortune lane. You kind of want to like play a little bit slower.
Alright, yeah, maybe overstaying is welcome. Pyronus doesn't have Ghost, but he doesn't need it. It is going to be a big set W, not enough damage to get a return kill. Pyronus will pick up that kill and that gold. And so Pyronus, you know, doing his best to help out his lanes, and he does get a kill, helps out the Cho'Gath a little bit.
Yeah, going back to that bot lane play, not sure you can ever engage as Rakan into Morgana. She's just gonna black shield away, and you kind of want the way you play that lane is you kind of just want Misfortune and do a little bit of poke damage with her Q, and kind of just wait for your jungler to come and try to help you guys out, because this is a losing lane, and we do not want to fight 2v2.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just looking at the damage. Shishinik's going lethality. The root stops the Rakan W. A lot of damage being pumped out. Anatole brought very low. And just bad trades coming out from the bot lane. It's just such a difficult matchup. So hard to get on top of Shishinik. We see Gyarados is using the lane priority from the set to grab some grubs for himself and his team. And meanwhile, I mean, mid lane, we haven't really talked about it at all, but there's not a whole lot to talk about. 26 to 29 CS, both of these mages are just trying to get to level 6 and just keep farming up.
Yeah. With new grubs, I've heard a lot of differing opinions from different junglers. A lot of people kind of arguing whether grubs is kind of worth to take and prioritize over kind of like the first Drake.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do have waves. Does go straight into the resurrection. A big amount of burst damage coming out of Kawkin and Gyarados. Are they going to be able to get the... Yep, Anivia is dead. Respawn. Not able to save him. Saves his flash because he knows there's just enough damage coming out from the Sejuani and Vex. And that's the kill in the mid lane. And we do see a 2,500 gold lead for the side of Sejmami.
Yep, Gyarados kind of being everywhere what you need him to be. There for his kind of his bot lane to kind of counter gank this Pyronus, and there for his mid laner when his mid laner needs him.
Yeah, I mean, very proactive plays coming out from both junglers so far, and it's been good to see. Like, this is what you need to do, whether you're the Sejuani, whether you're the Hecarim. You need to be ganking. A lot of these lanes are not winning on their own, so you really need to try to get the numbers advantage, help them out. And, I mean, Bandit, he's still down double CS, but at least he's able to walk up in lane. Meanwhile, Kawkin is getting 3-man ganked. A little bit of miscommunication there. The Rakan knockup does not happen. Pyronus kind of dashes it out, but it's still the kill going to the Hecarim. 2-0 now, and this is what you like to see. The Rakan is roaming now, has given up on his misfortune and trying to make plays elsewhere.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you want to do as Rakan, and kind of play with your jungler, pay for this kind of carry Hecarim, and kind of roam around, because you know you can't win a Caitlyn Morgana lane. The way you kind of beat that is just roaming around and trying to get leads elsewhere. Well, hopefully your ADC doesn't get killed by Morgana Q.
See now Gyarados is being collapsed on, trying to get a cheeky Gromp steal from Pyronus. Waves is here, but has no revive. Flash coming out from both players. Pyron is brought very low, not enough damage against this Wani. It is going to be Waves walking away with a sliver of HP and mana. Bandit is here. Flash, chomp onto Gyarados for the return kill. Yeah, trying to get a little bit more damage onto Anivia, not quite able to make it. So it is going to be a 1-for-1. And both these teams, it's just a bloodbath in the top side of the map.
I don't know about you, Jacob, but I think I'm gonna give my MVP to Bandit this game.
Okay, I mean, we got a long game ahead of us, I think. So let's reserve our MVPs for after Bandit does a little more than Flash R.
You can love to see that on Choga. It just comes out of nowhere. The signal piece, the question mark ping coming out from Anson, clearly not paying attention to his map, realizing that Cho'Gath is kind of missing and trying to go for that cheeky play.
Yeah, Yardo still had Flash, so a little bit of a misplay from him, gave her some extra gold to the Cho'Gath, but you know, it happens. And we do see as soon as Gyarados is respawned, him and Kawkin have pinged the dragon, gonna get that big objective and really running around the map, going crazy. Anatole trying to look for a knockup, but there's no follow-up. Pyronus is still really far away, so just taking damage for free. Dragon's still going over to the red team, and they're able to just walk out.
Yeah, I like Gyarados has kind of been securing all these early objectives. He's secured the first 3 grubs, and he's also secured the kind of early Drake. And I'm not entirely sure if we should be kind of like, it's really easy for him to kind of secure these objectives with his team so far up ahead. Caitlyn being 3-0, kind of going for a lethality build actually with First Strike Caitlyn. And I think lethality Caitlyn is a little bit better here. Kind of just want to do a lot of long range poke with your Qs and kind of chunk out these people with your ultimate.
Yeah, we do see. Yeah, it's just gonna get ganked. CC locked, can't quite ulti, and Bandit is another chomp and another kill. 2-0 Cho'Gath. We were worried about this matchup, but Pyronus is doing plenty of ganks to make sure that his top laner stays in the game. If you look at the gold, pretty even. It's still, yeah, 100 gold up, but that's not that much. And so this Cho'Gath is going to scale really well into the later stages.
Yeah, and just as we were doubting him kind of being behind on CS, not being able to get that first CS in the first couple of minutes of the game, he is now ahead, has his first stack on his ultimate, and has been kind of giving away free kills for Pyronus to kind of pick up on.
Okay, so we do see, yeah, the rage quit. That's probably not a rage quit. You know, he's had bad internet in the previous years, and so just gonna take a quick pause, you know, reevaluate. We see that Pyronus got the grubs for his team, so we got 1 grub on each side for each team. 1,500 gold lead ish for the side of Sedge. Plenty of early objective control from both teams, really. So, I mean, like, kind of looking at it now, we have a 3-0 Caitlyn, but there's a 2-0 Cho'Gath on the other side. You know, how are you feeling going into the mid game about these matchups?
I think I'd be a little bit worried if I was Shishinik. I am playing lethality Caitlyn into kind of like a tankier Cho'Gath, and I won't be doing the same kind of amount of damage as I would kind of going fleet footwork and opting for more of a crit build to shred the tank. But it's kind of on the back of this Cho'Gath to carry this game, kind of out tanking the Caitlyn damage and being able to kind of get his ult off. Mid lane's actually doing pretty well despite kind of just playing mage. Gyarados has been doing a really good job slowly getting his Vex kind of a little bit of a lead on this Anivia. And overall, I think Sedge Mommy can win if the Cho'Gath does not get too ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if this Cho'Gath keeps scaling up, getting more items, being a thorn in the side of Shishinik, stopping him from being able to actually use this lethality build on the squishy targets of Sit is going to be really difficult for this Caitlyn to transition this lead into anything useful. We are back to the game. We are live again. And so we can kind of see items completed now. It is going to be the Anivia waiting in spawn for a little bit. Meanwhile, we have a Sunfire Cape finished for Gyarados. Youmuu's completed for both ADCs. Ultimash is actually looking for the gank mid with Anatole, forces a flash out of Kawkin. And it is going to be just to walk away, you know, blows the summoner spell, but that's a big cooldown to lose.
Yep, looking at the gold lead right now, Caitlyn has like a staggering 1k lead against Ultimash. But it is a misfortune, and she's kind of misfortune kind of builds lethality, so it's really easy for her to get kind of her damage and all the items that she needs to go. Um, so I wouldn't be too worried if I was ulti mash. I think misfortune is kind of in a state in the game where she can still do damage even from behind.
Yeah, for sure. You know, you get a good ult, does a lot of damage in an AoE, and you're still useful. You know, no matter how many items you're behind the enemy ADC. I I think this is an interesting play we see coming out starting in the bot side. There is gonna be both junglers. First turret goes the way of Shishnik and Co. It was Gyarados making sure that play happened with no issues. And with no major objectives, right? Dragon's going to take a while to spawn back, and we still got 2 minutes before the Infernal Dragon. It is just going to be kind of an awkward time where Pyronus has to ult away. Ultimash has to flash out of the Sejuani Glacial Prison. And so big cooldowns being blown right before the next objective fight. Oh my god, what is that damage? Shishnik and Yunoya lock down Anatole, and that's another kill going over to the bot lane of Sedge.
Yeah, it was just Kaylin Morgana showing what they do best. Morgana landing a Q and Kaylin chunking the entire health of your support. Not a fun bot lane to play, and it's kind of really strong this patch. Morgana kind of feels good with all the new mage items, and despite like a lot of people arguing that Morgana's kind of a useless pick, her Q is kind of a death sentence. If she like happens to land a very like hard Q, then she's like it's pretty much a guaranteed kill.
Meanwhile, we do see Bandit in the top lane, and yeah, just going at it, punch for punch, and it is going to be the set coming out on top. Blows all his cooldowns, had the Black Cleaver completed to shred through the armor that the Cho'Gath was stacking. Solo kill for redemption arc for him. He gets that kill, gets some more farm in his pocket, and he's saying, you know, hey, I know how to play this matchup. If your Hecarim's not there, you're a dead man. Shishnik, meanwhile, getting ganked by Pyre, and his Black Shield comes out. Flat from Waves, actually, but the Black Shield still holds. It's not going to be enough. It was a big play coming out, and Waves, actually, wow, the flash from Yunoya was ambitious. So a lot of cooldowns blown, no kills occurring, and Shishnik, he's still got both summoners.
Yeah, not sure if the flash was kind of worth from the Morgana kind of trying to. Anivia still had her egg up. I guess it's a free Q, but her kind of team is there to kind of protect the Anivia egg to come down. But even then, I guess trying to proc that passive is always kind of good for the side of Sedge Mommy who's trying to play for picks.
Yeah, I mean, I see the vision. I thought she had a little more damage than she actually did. Shishnik, no fear at all. He's got his tier 2 boots, Black Shield, and the Youmu's, plenty of move speed to dodge and weave away from any CC. Anatole pops the quickness, is not able to get the W, and now it's going to be the re-engage by and Gyarados. Kawkin goes in, fears up ulti mash. It's going to be the kill onto the Misfortune. Pyron is meanwhile trying to run away to the safety of the tower, but Kawkin is there. The fleeing comes out. It is going to be the set going deep in under the tower. W coming out, trying to save himself, and wow, I think he's out. Yeah, just enough HP to not die. Bandit is not able to get the chomp because he was stunned up by Gyarados, and so it's gonna be an extension of the play. It is the Rift Herald taken down by Shishnik, summoning it up in the mid lane, and 3 kills to 0 for the side of Sedge.
I'm not sure if the Nivea wasn't seeing the pings or not, but the 1 HP set managed to get a full back off and say like run away with his life. Anatoly kind of unfortunately missing the engage with the Rakan ultimate and a W, not being able to kind of hit anybody, which kind of led to this disaster of a fight that happened top lane, and Sedge Mommy just pulls ahead with a staggering 5k gold lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 towers to nothing. Second dragon has been started. Pyronus is nowhere near to contest the smite. Plenty of objectives just going the way of Sedge Mommy, right? They got that early lead. They got those early kills on Shishnik, and they really know how to capitalize and continue to extend these plays because it just looks like Sit is just totally stuffed out. It's really hard to see an angle from when they can look for a pick, get themselves back in this game because it's just so hard to play against a Black Shield Morgana when all of your CC and engage can just be stopped.
Yeah. Also, like on that note, I wonder like how feels kind of seeing his old teammates from Sit with their name back, and it's kind of saying to like this, kind of saying to them like, you can't replace me. I was the top laner like of Sit. Like this is a revenge match for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to see when there's some history between these players. Yeah, was one of the star members of SIT last year, and then Anatole and Ultimash kind of left him behind, right? And now he's on a new team. He's got Shishinik and Co. He's got a lot of strong players on Sejmami this year, and making a statement, right? Bandit, he did blind pick this Cho'Gath and did give Ya the counter, and now Ya's punishing him for it, right? Bandit is looking for more. The set ult does come out, trying to buy time. It is going to be the Glacial Prison and the Caitlyn ult. Ace in the hole, not quite enough damage. Bandit is able to flash to safety, but it's just trying to make sure that he has full domination over this top side.
Yeah, and also to mention, like, it was in the finals that got the famous Trundle backdoor
That
on
was a
Team
good play.
Derivot. And honestly, still gives me nightmares to this day.
Yeah, I mean, Ya knows how to pop off, right? He likes playing these carry top laners. He likes playing split pushers. Got just a very deep, impressive champion pool, and it's working out this game. 2-2 now. Got a good amount of gold in his pocket, about 1,000 gold in his pocket, 6,000 total. Meanwhile, Bandit just kind of struggling to keep up, really. Doesn't have to worry about being dove, I guess, because there's nobody near him on his side of the map. He's got a decent amount of vision to see a play coming, but as a Cho'Gath, you need to be able to get farm. You need to be able to scale up into the mid game to be that beefy frontliner that you were drafted for.
Yeah. It's definitely unfortunate that Cho'Gath wasn't drafted to be the main character, main carry of the game. But even then, he's been holding his own, kind of being a tank that they need him to be.
All right, we do see the play coming out, forcing the flash out of Shishinik, but it is going to be a 3-man stun from Ya. Big amount of damage coming in. Gyarados onto the backline. Yunoya slays Bandit. Ultimash, Ace in the hole coming out. Anatole's going to block it. That's a big amount of damage. Brought very low. Pyronus is here to receive, keep his bot lane alive. So it is just going to be a 1-kill play, and the tower as well. And, low health bars, but no more deaths.
Yeah, Shishinik did often to get hubris for Caitlyn. I've been kind of indifferent about the item. If you kind of if you die, it's kind of like you lose all your stacks, and it becomes kind of a useless item because you're not doing as much damage as you would like to do. But, yeah.
Oh, wow. Waves taking a big amount of burst damage from Kakin. That ult combo is so hard to deal with. You can see that the wall just didn't come out to block the dash. Gyarados, meanwhile, looking on the Anatole and Pyronus. Glacial Prison coming out. Plenty of damage from Shishinik and Yunoya. That's another kill over to the side of Sejmami.
Yeah, Pyron is unfortunately trying to like help his team out there, but it can't do much when all of Sejmami is kind of here to help their carries and pick out these side lanes. Kakin did get the Anivia pretty low. So even though like she hasn't been kind of a huge presence on the map, she's still very much a pretty big threat with Storm Surge doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, for sure. Hard to deal with the Vex in the side lane. Nivea doesn't have the tier item fully completed. Rod of Age is not fully stacked up yet, so not at her full potential. Makes it really difficult to match Kakin in the bot lane. You see that Dragon's coming up in 30 seconds. It is going to be Mountain Dragon, and it might be Soul Point, right? Sejmami are poised to take this next objective. Baron is spawned, but it's going to be really difficult for Pyronus and co to pretend or even try to take that objective in general. Plenty of control on the bottom side of the map for Sejmami. And, I mean, we see Sit, they're looking to contest, right? They're all on the bot side of the map, but not feeling super great about a team fight at this stage of the game.
Yeah, where Sit's team comp usually like kind of excels in a 5v5, and Sejmami's team comp wants to play for picks before these objectives. Sejmami's team comp is just so far ahead that they're what they would be good at is they would win kind of any scenario at this point.
Yeah, 8,000 gold lead, right? Kind of hard to deal with, but Dragon has been started. 5,000 HP. Anatole looking to go over the wall. Maybe Bandit is here. They've brought the top laner down, but because Ultimash wasn't ready, right? He was on a reset. Pyron is on the ward, has to ult defensively, and so it's going to be sole point. Shishidik has found waves. Kakin is going down with the flea. Lots of damage coming out on the Anivia. The resurrection not going to do enough to save him. It's another kill going over to the Morgana.
Yeah. Caitlyn is so easy to play this game. Has a lot of CC to kind of just like get a free trap, pretty much on any side of like her team. Sejuani's stun, kind of Vex Sphere is a tiny bit. It's not that bad, but like Caitlyn is kind of just absolutely dominating. It's now a 6k gold. Like, wait, is that 6k?
Yeah, 6k gold lead for the bot lane as a combination over their lane opponents. You know, just so much gold going over to both the Morgana and the Caitlyn. So far ahead. Unoya doesn't even have to go Zanya's first item. That's usually what we see from Morganas who are a little bit behind or maybe even so they can go for those flash R stopwatch plays. But they don't have to, right? Like Unoya, she can just go Leandri's first item, go for more damage. Meanwhile, it is going to be Unoya, and yeah, jumping onto Ultimash and Pyronus with the settle. Shutdown does go over with that last auto from the Misfortune, so that's a lot of gold in his pocket. But you can see the burst damage from the Morgana set combo. It is very hard to deal with.
Oh, extremely. But also have to kind of give a little bit of kudos to Anatoly here. She's been kind of like saving a lot of her teammates with Guardian on Rakan. I think that was a good pick this game. Saved the Anivia early on in the game and also saved the Misfortune.
Absolutely, yeah. Anatole playing really well defensively, helping peel for Ultimash and waves. I really do want to see, you know, the only way, you know, with this 9,000 gold lead from Sejmami, the only way back in for Sit is to find a bunch of picks in a row, get the shutdown onto the Caitlyn, get the shutdown on Morgana. But it's going to be really hard to do that when Shishinik is able to fire off ace in the holes if he has vision of a squishy target. And as we saw, half HP the carry. So Baron has been started, and I just don't think there's going to be any possible response from Sit.
Yeah, Sejmami, the Caitlyn traps are kind of blocking them off. It's so hard to kind of find a way in without getting trapped in and the whole like chunk of your health disappearing. Misfortune is basically out of this fight. It's going to be a quick secure for Team Sejmami.
Yeah, Bandit forced to flash away. He was trying to look for maybe a flash chomp play onto the Baron, but he had no vision, so he had no idea what the HP bar was. Pyronus was on the wrong side of the map. Kickin does get picked off, so that's a big kill to go the way of Ultimash. Meanwhile, Bandit does get taken out by the 4 remaining members of Sej in the top side. Anatole goes down. The Glacial Prison does not find its mark, but it is Waves forced to flash out, wall up, walk away, and it's just slowly but surely, it is Sejmami marching into the enemy base.
Yeah, and honestly, I would like to see just kind of like a full-on push here from Sejmami.
Oh no.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Hate to see it.
Wow,
Sorry, you want to see what?
I don't want to see that. Fully battling Caitlyn with 27 stacks on Hubris, kind of my whole health is gone.
Yeah, Waves getting chunked out by a single auto. It wasn't even a headshot auto from Shishinik. Baron up minions marching in with their teammates onto the second inhibitor of Sit. It's just a slow but sure destruction of Sit's base, and with Dragon coming up in a minute, that's Mountain Soul on the table. I don't know. I think we're just eventually waiting for this game to end. The players of Sejmami are not known or prone to throwing, and it's just a matter of time until they close out the game.
Yeah, they are playing slow, kind of just going for the guaranteed win. Honestly, I think they could have ended right there. Just kind of run it down mid and just play off your Caitlyn damage.
I mean, yeah, Gyarados got engaged on by Anatole, right? The quickness was blown as a big cooldown to engage with. Shishinik is just black shielded, totally safe from any CC and damage the enemy team can put on him. He is getting jumped on by Pyronus, but meanwhile, Pyronus' team is going down. Shishinik is able to use the Anivia Wall 2's advantage, keep himself alive. It's going to be an ace. Totally clean. 0 members of Sedge Mommy dead. And Shishinik, you can see, jumps over the wall. He's going to look for the end.
Three super minions. My bad, I cannot count today. 3 super minions coming in. It's gonna be pretty much a secured win for Sejumami. There's not much you can do against an 8-0-10 Caitlyn with. That's 33 stacks of hubris.
Yes, 33 stacks of hubris. Shishinik, you know, just a dominant performance from the first minute of the game, getting that first blood onto Ultimash. Would have loved to see the cleanse coming out. Okay, finally goes down at the very end. Ultimash with his dying breath does get the major shutdown onto the Caitlyn, but too little, too late. Sedge Mommy going 3-0 into the second week of SLOLCS.
Yep, and we kind of saw that dominant jungle performance from Gyarados. There's a reason why he's been on a div tease. There's a reason why he won SLOLCS last year and could potentially win SLOLCS this year again.
Yeah, I mean, strong team to look out for. I think, looking at the chat, people were not able to see the last team fight. Sorry about that, guys. I did a great job casting it personally, so you really missed out because that was pretty cool, pretty sick. I mean, we know what happened, right? There wasn't enough damage to get on Shishinik. Cooldowns were blown too early. Sit just wasn't quite on the same page about the engage ace because they were 15,000 gold down at that point. Great, you know, playing from ahead that we saw from Sedge Mommy. Right, if you get an early lead, watch this VOD to learn how to transition that into continuing the lead mid game, continuing the lead late game, getting Dragon Soul, first Baron, all that stuff. So a good game to review. Do you have any last thoughts? Like, what could Sit look to do in their next game tomorrow? Like, what should we really be thinking about here, Val?
Honestly, we need to take cleanse on Misfortune. I don't know why we took cleanse. We lost.
All right, Ultimash, you heard it here. You gotta take cleanse, man. Sorry, that's it. That was the reason why you lost.
100%.
Yeah, that's it.
Cleanse if 100%.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, don't go anywhere. We have one more game for you today. I'll be signing out. Val will be signing out. You got 2 fresh new casters ready to go, rip roaring. And if you want more League of Legends action, check out twitch.tv/esports@UCD at 3 p.m.
And we are back here today with Slow LCS. Week 3, we have 2 teams up for you today. Team 10 and Chippy Chippy Choppa Choppa. I am Gusto here with my co-caster, Suevan. I've never heard your name spoken out loud.
It's Stunna. I replaced the T with the 7 because the username was already taken. I'm a Rod.
Fair.
Yeah.
Very fair. And so we have 2 teams here today with plenty of beloved players who have played with us throughout Slow LCS. We have names like Buddha69, Singing Chicken, Eve, and our previous caster for the last game, Ghoul Freak. She has decided to join Chippy Chippy Choppa Choppa. So let's see if her casting skills can match up with her gameplay.
I'm very excited to see this match.
Me
It's going to be a great game.
Are we expecting any plays or any standout picks from your mind, Stunna?
For me, I think the Buddha69 Yone is going to be probably a pick they're going to either be banning or immediately picking. So we're going to have to see. I think Val's Misfortune also is probably going to be a standout pick potentially. She loves playing that character.
Definitely.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
Well, first, shout out to the channel points. Make sure that you make your votes on Twitch. Make sure you're watching the stream. Enjoy yourself. Keep us in the background. Keep us in the foreground. Enjoy your time watching these 2 teams. Make sure you have your channel point creds. Spend them. Use them. Get those predictions in for us right now. I'm looking forward to my old teammate Singing Chicken. I want to see how he's been playing. Seeing if he makes any ill-advised picks. I know he was a bit of a savant last time I played. He was one of the MVPs last time, but we got pretty far, I think. And now we're going to be moving on to the draft. Seeing first ban off going to Pantheon for Chippy Chippy.
Team
Try to
10
work-
opting for the Yumi ban. Very interesting.
Oh, we are not. We are going to be seeing some potential hate from Eve, the favored one-trick Yumi player of Chippy Chippy, which, oh no.
Has that been seen in Slow LCS before? This is my first year here at Cal Poly as a transfer student, my first Slow LCS. So I'm not really too familiar with the history.
Oh, don't worry. You'll see. You'll learn soon enough why Eve plays how they play, but they seem to be focusing a lot on support while Chippy Chippy is focusing jungle a little bit more, which has me interested to see what is going to be pulled out for support if they're worrying about anything in particular, because Seraphine has been dominant throughout Slow LCS so far.
Seraphine is just one of those champions that is broken no matter what, honestly. I think that champ is either just perma-banned or perma-picked.
I would give you that. She'll probably have one of the highest ban percentages throughout the entirety of this tournament. And we are seeing more picks. I've yet to see the Twisted Fate ban, so
That
interested.
Twisted Fate ban is definitely targeted for Buddha69. He's been pulling that pocket pick out very recently.
That's good. We're seeing how flexible some of these players are. Finally seeing the Ornn ban for top lane, presumably, because we don't really see Ornn anywhere else nowadays.
Honestly, some off-meta orange jungle, it could be possible.
It is very much possible. But I am a lover of Ornn support myself, because I play support passionately, but whew, we're seeing the Karma first pick here for Chippy Chippy. I'm assuming that is a support Karma, because she has been dominant in both mid lane and support thanks to Malignance and some other choice items. Given those Karma buffs are run for their money, using every single one of them. And we're seeing the dual bot lane Team 10.
Jinx Lulu. I'm gonna see how Chippy Chippy's gonna draft around that. Jinx Lulu. Lulu just being really strong this patch.
Yes, and we're hoping to see maybe a Jinx snowball or maybe a Jinx fall off. We don't know. It's one or the other. There's very little in between.
Oh yeah.
The Nocturne pick is very interesting, trying to pick off some of the stragglers potentially, with Lulu and Jinx being somewhat glass cannons.
Very true. Might be looking for a bit of a dive comp here.
You see, yeah, the Karma could help boost in their team. The Nocturne and the Caitlyn picks help soloing out some players. If they go for counter pick jungle, which is gonna be the Rek'Sai. Ooh, first time Rek'Sai, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm curious if they're flexing this Karma not as support, potentially trying to full Team 10. Potentially going Karma mid or top even. I've been seeing that.
Karma top. Now you have me scared. It is very much possible. All of those roles are open. We don't know who's taking this spot for Karma. We are seeing the LeBlanc ban just potentially ensuring that Karma mid lane does see more play, and that they're just simply being fooled.
If they don't ban Yone here, I think Yone is going to be 100% picked. At least for
Yeah,
Buddhist. There's no way. We're gonna see
yeah.
red ops the ban.
His Yone is dangerous in any lane I've seen him in.
Opting for the Azir ban, really interesting. I haven't seen too much Azir from. Oh wait, no. My apologies. Buddha 69 is on Team 10. Chippy Chippy.
Oh,
We'll see. They're
that is
gonna
my
opt for
bad
their
as
last
well.
ban.
I'm
There's so many players.
There's so many
Yeah.
players. I'm looking in, getting all kerfuffled. But we are seeing the Azir ban. I am not sure what is strong with Azir outside of maybe some Gnasher's Tooth speed shenanigans. We are seeing the Fizz drop off, which has been quite dangerous lately thanks to the new mage items.
Oh, production, speaking to the stream, just as a note, 65 players in this year's SLOLCS. So, growing year after year. We had 11 teams last year. We're having 13 this year. So,
Thank you very much, production. We love seeing more players. We love seeing more teams, new faces. I'm always happy to meet casters. I don't have that much experience, but I'm always happy to see what kind of strategies. And we're also seeing the Vi pick from Team 10 and the Sejuani. Was the Nocturne pick and the Rek'Sai pick not for jungle?
It could be Nocturne mid. I mean, that's definitely a possibility here. They're really
Oh.
flexing their picks hard though.
They really are. They're up to something. They are up to something.
I think that's gonna be Rek'Sai top definitely. Gonna be interesting how they're
Definitely.
gonna match that.
I'm wondering if Team 10 is looking to get any more AP in their builds, because they do seem to have a lot of champions who can thrive off of lethality. We are seeing the Yone pick, not from Buddha, but from Chippy Chippy.
And into the Yone, his classic signature Vladimir. Is he gonna lock it in?
He's waiting, seeing if
Taking
this
his
makes the
time.
most sense.
Talking to the team, we're gonna see. Are they rocking with the Vlad pick?
It is a strong pick, I will give them that. It is a very decent pick.
Yeah, very strong dive comp from both sides, I think, especially with Sejuani, Yone, Nocturne. Gonna see a Kali pick into Yone. This is interesting.
We are going to be seeing a lot of dashes, a lot of interesting plays, seeing how much dive is possible. Well, with a strong ADC potential carries from the Caitlyn and the Jinx, but I'm curious to see where some of these champions are being positioned.
Yeah, the mechanics are definitely gonna be tested this game. From both sides. Gonna see the spacing, gonna see the dashes. Ultimates popping off.
I'm expecting at least one quadra kill, potentially a penta, from either side. Both sides have very high potential to pull this off, what with having Nocturne going crazy after an ult or a Yone ult, and Akali just flip switching in, maybe the Rek'Sai or the Vi getting in with their ults, just cleaving through some of the weaker backline.
We're gonna see how good Akali's gonna be into that comp, especially with Sejuani Karma. They're probably gonna be sticking to their ADCs and their carries here. It's gonna be hard for Akali to get on that backline.
Are we expecting any kind of builds or any items that we're really going to be worrying about, like first pick?
Nothing comes to mind for me right now, honestly.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if we're going to be seeing a lot more like bruiser builds or lethality or anything.
I'm also curious if the Caitlyn is gonna opt for lethality compared to crit, because I know Jinx is 100% building crit damage.
Oh, definitely. If we see a lethality Caitlyn, that would certainly make a potentially stronger dive on half of Chippy Chippy, but I'm not quite sure just how much they're going to be focusing on their ADC or if they're going to be worrying about maybe their jungle. But this is going to be answering a few questions for both of us, seeing who is top and who isn't. It is the Sejuani top
Sejuani
versus
top.
Rek'Sai top, which is that if any of you have played like earlier seasons with Rek'Sai, you might even remember Rek'Sai top being a potential beast. But we are seeing the Yone mid, the Nocturne jungle. That does mean it is a Karma support. Going to be a bloodbath, potentially.
And you mentioned Stinging Chicken was your old teammate, right?
Yes, Stinging Chicken is the guy I am most worried about if he is going to pop off or he's going to make some cheeky plays here.
Let's see. I'm hoping for some cheeky plays. That'll be absolutely beautiful.
Take some cheekiness from anybody. I'll take some cheekiness from the broadcasting, if anything.
Hey,
I'll take
we're all here for it.
We're all here for it. Absolutely. We are seeing. I am very curious to see. I don't know very much about Rubber Duck in this matchup. I have not seen how well they play. I do know Yoki and Ghost Freak are pretty solid. Catman's pretty solid. They have gotten far in previous low LCSs as well as Small Fluffy Cat. It is interesting to see where this is all going to go.
Definitely going to be a clash among some high elo players here. I'm not familiar with too many of these players. I'm guessing they've played in previous slow LCSs. This one being my first. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's always nice having new people in here. You're gonna get a front row seat to the splash zone that is some of these players and how much they're going to be impacting the future of slow LCS. I'm not fully familiar with how Team 10 and Chippy Chippy have played previously, but I am guessing that both of them have decent chances of one-upping each other based on some of these picks.
Yeah, with the potential from Lulu Polymorph to Vi Dive, we're gonna see. I mean, I think Team or Chippy Chippy is probably gonna opt for a little bit more defensive plays until they hit level 6. Gonna see how they're gonna play this early game out. I
Yeah.
think I want to say they're stronger level 1, but
I would give you that. I would say that Chippy Chippy has certainly a lot of potential level 1, but we are going to be seeing a lot of interesting plays. I am interested to see how Rek'Sai top is going to play, mostly because is it going to be a roaming top? Are we going to be seeing a lot of plays made against the Sejuani? Are we going to see a lot of jungle plays made up top? I have no idea, and I'm very excited.
I think whichever jungler is gonna decide to play through bot will probably determine the game. And if top gets solo killed, it's gonna be interesting to see the skill matchup, especially for Sejuani Rek'Sai and the Nocturne Vi. We're gonna definitely have an interesting game to see. And it looks like we're 1 follower off of 1,000 followers for Cal Poly Esports. If you haven't followed yet, make sure to hit the follow button.
Do
and
it.
You have Twitch Prime.
Do
Any
it.
subscribers are welcomed.
We're here to see hype in the chat. We are here to see some of these players get cheered on right now.
And looks like we have hit 1,000 followers. That's
Yup.
it.
Perfect.
Right there.
Shut it down. Shut it all down. We've done it. It's over. It's all over.
Monumental day. Write it
We
down.
haven't even gotten into the game.
And we're not even in yet. We're gonna wait 1:30 for this spectator delay. I'm wondering, are they gonna opt for a little cheeky invade early? It could be possible, especially I haven't seen too many invades, not in my games at least. Earlier when I played, I wanted to invade, but the team wasn't really rocking with the idea. But it's okay. It's okay.
It's not a bad idea for this comp. I especially am interested to see if any particular players would push for that. There are some plays like with the Vi and Akali potentially pinning out their Lulu, but we could see that backfire if the Jinx is able to get a leg up. But this could be a complete blowout if they manage to get that early jungle lead and just completely shut down the bot lane.
Definitely, and especially with the Lulu ultimate comboing with Vi, getting the like 3-man, 4-man knock up on the enemy team, that could definitely just completely shut down their team, close out any team fighting.
I am looking forward to seeing some of the ults all going off at the same time, maybe a Drake or a Baron fight. We're going to be seeing a ton of maybe full, we may have a two-sided ace and see just a full floor of
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 dead
champions on the
bodies.
ground.
Oh my god, I'm hyped. Honestly, this is
I'm
gonna be
I'm
definitely
I'm
a good
excited
game.
to see just how far this is going, and we are getting close, creeping in to see where this game is going. But again, first item picks are going to help determine for us and the lovely viewers at home where all of this is going to go. If we're going to see a lot of crits, or we're going to see a lot of lethality, maybe more damage. Who knows?
Oh, what's your favorite skin on this champ select right now?
What is my favorite skin right now?
Yeah.
Mm, I that is a tough one. I'm a bit of a fan of. I like the Heartbreaker Vi just a little bit, just a little bit.
Like Officer Vi, the Officer Vi, Officer Caitlyn. Those skins go pretty hard. I think they're a little underappreciated. Here we go,
They
Small Fluffy
are
Cat
very.
leading the charge here.
We're seeing a Daba Daba Duba Diba up on the chats. Good sign for how all this is gonna go down. Doesn't seem like that we're gonna have much problems in the jungle. Not yet, at least. Are seeing the Doran Shield both mids, and we will be seeing a lot of pokes and prodding in the mid lane. Maybe not a lot of trades, but that's when they reach level 3, that's when things get a little bit crazier in the mid lane with all their flips and dips.
Mm-hmm.
Are we seeing anything crazy going on? We are potentially seeing a roam from App.
Both teams taking it slow here. Do they know? They
Is-
sitting on vision.
They are seeing something, but they're not going to be inting into anything. They managed to only get themselves a ward. We are potentially seeing some strangeness going on from. We may be seeing some potential stuff from Sting and Chicken and App in the future, but I will hold my tongue lest we see anything unprompted. But are you, Donna, are you excited for any particular encounters or maybe matchups right now?
I'd say that the bot lane is definitely the one that's piquing my interest the most, next to mid lane as well. Seeing this Caitlyn Karma is gonna be interesting. Whether they're gonna be able to get the root off into the trap plays. Gonna see if they're able to get the trap, net, Q full combo. That could just completely shut down Jinx or Lulu.
Fluffy Cat is showing their disrespect, showing that Karma is a pretty solid poke champ, but we are seeing some top lane shenanigans with Sting and Chicken digging through Jen, just slowly whittling their health down to half.
Looks like Sejuani Flash does go down here. Sting and Chicken taking advantage of that level 2.
Gonna be
Nocturne
a
also
hard
kiting
time.
topside though here, but we have both junglers top. Oh, actually, I take that back. Actually, misspoken here. Nocturne's pathing towards bot side.
Potentially seeing that the team's jungle is staking towards the top, maybe trying to get that bottom scuttle, but farming is not going very well. Been going well for Jess up top, and bot lane for Lycan and Moonkiller are getting poked out by Ghoul Freak and Fluffy Cat. Just the Qs, the empowered Qs, and all those nets and traps, just
Yeah,
making it difficult.
Moonkiller's still level 1 here while they are level 3.
Finally see the
Getting
level up for
sieged.
both of them.
Yeah. Taking a little bit of damage here. Looks like they're just definitely taking advantage of that K range here. Dodging. Oh, wow.
Being half spit at by the true strike damage. Just staying back, showing the opposite between the top and the bottom. That Sting and Chicken is remaining dominant against Jess, getting them down to nearly a fifth of their health bar. Fluffy Cat also proceeding to show how pokey they still are.
Let's see here. Buddha69 going for the short trades with the Q.
There's a lot of potential, seeing that Lycan is below half, means that a Caitlyn Q and Empowered Karma mixed with something like an Ignite from Fluffy Cat could potentially put down Lycan. We are seeing a solid Buddha Yoki mid lane, just barely trading with each other, respecting the matchup.
First strike damage coming through. Caitlyn opting for the biscuits. Inspiration secondary. You know, I usually rock absolute focus.
It is a fair choice. We can respect both the biscuits and the absolute focus. Yoki going in, doing the Yone things, proccing their E, getting all those bits and pieces to poke him down. And bot lane remaining pushed in like an and Moonkiller, just not having an easy time farming. Nearly 2 levels up against Ghoul Freak and Fluffy Cat. But we are seeing Sting and Chicken just burrowing underground, pulling everything away. But what are we seeing?
They're just harassing them under tower here, forcing them back, putting them very low. They're still sitting comfortably on health and mana. Cheesing in the bush, but it looks like they're going to stick to the back. Sting and Chicken is just absolutely going off. Keeping that
We are
pressure
seeing... Hold on a second. We did see something from App. Buddha and Yoki trading back and forth. App and Buddha's Cloud just making it impossible for Yoki to make any solid plays against them. Sting and Chicken just constantly burrowing, constantly blasting. No wonder. And we just look... just look at this gold differential, especially from bot lane. I mean, we have seen some gold gaps so far beginning, but this is a huge difference between, like, nearly double CS from Ghoul Freak versus Lycan.
Yeah, top lane as well. There's a pretty significant gap here. We're going to see if they're going to take advantage of that gold. Is he opting for a dive here? Looks like waiting for the Vi. Going to use the ultimate here. And just taking first blood for free under tower, not needing the jungler's help at all. That was almost perfectly executed by Sting and Chicken there.
App maybe coming in for a little bit of insurance against the tower, but we are seeing Fluffy Cat rooting Lycan, getting some of the shots off with Ghoul Freak in the first strike. The Ignite has gone off on Lycan. Both sides making trades with the W's. Shoatman shooting off with the Lulu E, and we see Lycan taken down by Ghoul Freak, sowing the Q, getting the E in. Oh my god.
That empowered auto was just all perfect. Too perfect. Finish off that health bar.
Get that 6-shooter in. Get those hits. Get those passives
Some
off.
cheeky trades here mid between Yoke and Buddha. Both players trading pretty evenly. Looks like blue team opting Chippy, trying to set up for the Drake here. Looks like they are going to take it. They do have the bot prio. They also have mid prio.
This Drake may act as a little bit of a defensive boost, just a little bit, and those percentages can really help out when it comes to mid lane, the Sejuani top lane, needing some of that help. We are seeing the small Fluffy Cat doing what they do best, roaming about, trying to get some of those picks, but we could see something crazy going on in the bot lane.
I see here clearing the control ward.
Gotta get that vision. Are seeing some fairly solid farming, making sure the Yoki is pushing the presence onto Buddha, not wanting anything to happen. They want to keep this they want to keep some kind of lead against Team 10.
It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see, since top is so behind for Chippy, where they're gonna funnel all their resources into bot lane here.
This is very much possible. I know that Team 10 struggling here, showing off those Karma W's, forcing away the flash, popping most of their abilities. Just don't seem to be causing any good leeway when it comes to Lycan or Moonkiller getting out there, getting a proper farm.
Like Vi on Team 10 opting for the early grubs here, which could be huge, denying them from blue side, especially with their bot pushing in. Those grubs could just melt those plates away. Looking for a fight here. Sting and Chicken just picking up the kill on Nocturne for free. There was the coordination right there. They had 3, Yone and Sedge still in their lanes.
Rubber Chicken thought, Rubber Duck thought that they could just take their blue in the presence of 3. No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. We are seeing plenty of push in, lots of priority when it comes to vision. Moonkiller getting that support urge to go get that ward that just has one last tick on it, but they are just being pressured.
Never falter.
Yeah, we're gonna see here bot lane not in a position to really do much here with the Jinx Lulu.
Oh, wait a minute. We were seeing a 2v2. Boatman bot lane getting pushed in, even under tower. We are seeing the ace in the hole get blocked by Moonkiller. They're going in, trying to take down Moonkiller, but Lycan is just hugging the tower for dear life with only 2 caster minions remaining in the bottom. Nearly a kill with the Ignite and the W with a missed Q.
Yeah, it looks like Caitlyn's definitely opting for that lethality build here. That R was already chunking just with that serrated Dirk pickaxe. That Lulu is gonna definitely be having some problems until she has her ultimate.
We are seeing the Yone, Ant-Man Yone sticking with Berserkers and going into the Scythe. Could potentially start out with a shield bow, maybe going in for some other form of lifesteal just to survive against the Akali.
Yeah, it could definitely be a Bork as well, Blade of the Ruined King. I know I've seen some Yone players opt for that build, getting the movement speed and the on hit. Gonna be shoving the wave here, grabbing mid prio for Yolki. No objectives up on the map. We got 2 minutes until the Infernal Drake. Definitely gonna expect to see a teleport potentially from Sejuani for this dragon.
Even though we have seen App managing to get all those grubs, we've yet to see really any tower pushing potential from Buddha, Lycan, or Moonkiller. Singing Chicken has certainly prioritized having a bunch of pressure against their team.
We're seeing a little bit of banter in the chat here. Eve asking where the health is at. Small Fluffy Cat just go for it. Oh my goodness,
No,
the first strike
we're
damage.
seeing it.
Vi here, will they be able to pick it up? Level 7. Holding on.
We will be seeing Lycan walk away. Barely walking away.
Gotta be careful. I think that Caitlyn will... Oh, Singing Chicken catching Rubber Duck in the bush, getting the flash from him. That spell shield was not enough.
We are just seeing a bunch of priority. It seems like the Vi is wanting to stay down, trying to get a 1-up on Ghoul Freak or Fluffy Cat. But it doesn't seem like they really have much presence, mostly because the wave is getting pushed out.
Prio top. Looks like we're getting pings for Dragon here.
They're needing some more vision. We don't see much of any vision coming from Chippy. But we are seeing some potential worries from Ghoul Freak and Fluffy Cat, staying close to the Drake and making sure that they are pushing the wave in enough so that they can potentially go into the Drake for free.
Talking over vision now. They don't know about that ward. It's going to die in about 15-20 seconds here. Potentially walking mid here, looking for the pick on Buddha. We're going to see. We're getting pings on the way. Rek'Sai is deep in the jungle, though. He's coming around potentially for the gank on Kave. Buddha going in for the little trades. Landing the E. Getting the ultimate off. Yone E coming out. Ultimate catching Buddha. Killed by Fluffy Cat. But looks like Rek'Sai picks up the kill on Yone with his ultimate there. They're going to go 1-for-1 for the mid laners. But they are, blue team, Chippy securing the dragon. They're 2 for 2 right now. That extra damage is really gonna be hurting Rek'Sai. Gotta be careful to make sure he doesn't lose that shutdown.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, even though Yoki did lose that, we are seeing a bounty come up top lane, which could potentially help out Sedge, and we are seeing the second Drake. What are you thinking about all this, Stunna? It seems like we're seeing back and forth trades, and even though Team 10 does have an extra kill on there, they are seemingly losing out on gold.
Potentially, we're just gonna see how hard they're gonna... Oh, looks like we're getting a Lulu coming in. Lycan just barely going down here to the trap auto. Will Lulu be able to get it out here? Tether on her, root going off, and it looks like she is gonna get caught out. That lethality Caitlyn really just showing its dominance here. Wow. Oh my goodness. Back to your question, I think if top lane is not... If top lane's not gonna be able to take that advantage for Team 10 and really push out, would probably look for the picks onto Caitlyn here. It's gonna be a hard for Chippy to keep their lead here. 2 dragons. Caitlyn is super strong, especially with Sejuani, Yone. As long as they're frontlining, I think the damage is just gonna be raining out, especially with those autos. Collector, Greaves, double longsword. But what are your thoughts right now? Oh, it looks like Stinging Chicken just takes the kill again. 4-0. That Eclipse is doing work. Thank you.
That eclipse, that early eclipse,
Yeah.
showing off why that bounty is staying permanently on Stingin' Chicken. Buddha and Yoki just making conversation back and forth. Buddha managing to get some poke outs with jungle. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna stop talking. It seems like both sides are making valued trades. There is a slight gold advantage when it comes to Chippy Chippy, but top lane and ADC, I mean, they're both sides are like borderline opposites when it comes to dealing with all of this, and in terms of like gold advantage.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to hope they're gonna be peeling for their ADC here. I just think Sejuani was staying a little too long there. She had only a Ruby Crystal in boots, while Stingin' Chicken had his full Eclipse in boots, and that was just a little bit of an item difference right there. And we'll also see 2,000 gold difference for Caitlyn Jinx here, already a full item on this Jinx.
And we are seeing a potential Tiamat's or Ravenous Hydra or something to do with Cleave up top. It is going to be interesting to just see how much Stingin' Chicken is capitalizing on that 50 CS gold event. Wait a minute. We're seeing something big here. We are seeing Yoki.
Yep, that's Yone for you right there. Once you get caught in that ult, you're going to be eating all that bonus damage off of the E there. Looks like looking for the range here. Extra range with the Q. Catching it, barely going, getting the shutdown onto Caitlyn from Vi. Rek'Sai's also here picking up the kill. Like I was saying, Rek'Sai is just transferring that lead. That's what I needed to see, especially from Team 10 if they're going to be looking to stay in this. You're going to see how hard they need a funnel for Rek'Sai, but the shutdown was given to Vi. I think a little bit of gold on the Jinx wouldn't hurt too bad, especially if she's building Kraken Slayer first item from the looks of it. Chippy taking the Rift Herald here. It looks like they're getting almost all the objectives besides those early grubs that Vi opted to grab. My goodness.
It certainly seems like they are trying to make up for that loss. That gold is slowly getting more and more even, with the Rek'Sai acting as the big bad carry, with Vi coming in with Steric Gauge first pick. And we are seeing the experimental Hexplate from the Nocturne, seeing more and more of that haste going off, trying to get some potential picks later on, preying on the weaker Akali, Jinx, and Lulu picks.
Oh man, looks like Rek'Sai just finished this Titanic Hydra 2-item difference. Full items built. We're seeing Buddha69 look for the roam bot here. Not able to do much, getting zoned off by the Karma ultimate. Especially with Malignance, that I didn't even think about that. That is probably just huge for her and her ultimate. Just constantly getting those empowered Qs, empowered shields. It's gonna be a big problem for Team 10 here.
Zizix on the Karma, combined with a Lootman, combining it with a Malignance, just makes Karma support so incredibly sticky, especially with those empowered Qs. But we could be seeing something here. We have 3v3 near the river. Now we see a 4v3, 4v4.
Nocturne ult going off. Yone ult, pop it off as well. Finding the pick onto Moonkiller. Is App gonna get picked off here? Getting picked. That Caitlyn range is going off. Let's see that lethality. Wow, okay. Opting for the last Whisper, second item. Really interesting from Ghoul Freak here. Collector into the last Whisper. I mean, she has the gold for it. If that's what she wants, then all for her. But it doesn't look like Team 10 is opting for too much armor here. What do you think about the gold utilization here? It looks like Yone did pick up that Blade of the Ruined King that I did predict here.
You were correct. The Blade of the Ruined King is certainly going to make Yone a lot tankier, even if he's not building a full tank build. Yone just needs that one Blade of the Ruined King, and things get so much more complicated, especially against Akali. But Akali did go Storm Surge first, which, considering that she's capable of popping way past 30% health, just means that Storm Surge is probably going to get a lot of use, especially if she can at least pick up one more kill.
Never falter.
Yeah, something I tend to notice is, like, no matter how far Akali is behind, as long as she's got the Storm Surge Sorcerer boots, she's going to be bursting and doing that 30% damage almost instantaneously, whether it's on an ADC support or even a squishy mid lane or jungler.
And yeah, we are not seeing a lot of armor. The only ones who are really the only real tankiest character I can see on the side of Team 10 is probably going to have to be App, the Vi. Although we do see the Rek'Sai having a lethality focus, he still does have, he still has the Titanic Hydra, meaning he's going to be very hard to kill, especially in situations where even someone like small fluffy cats capable of dealing a huge amount of damage even as a support.
That was a major chunk right there just from that empowered Q. Looks like that. I'm not sure. I think they removed the life amp from Eclipse with the new patch. It looks like we have Nocturne sitting top here. He does have his ultimate. Is he going to be looking Vi, Lulu, Rek'Sai? This is pretty strong, especially with Lulu ultimate up here as well. I'm not sure if they want to be taking this fight.
No, but
And
they
the
are...
LDR. The LDR is completed from Caitlyn. My apologies. Go right ahead.
No. It seems like there's something happening. Potentially some crazy ults going off, but they are leading them towards the mid. But we do see the Nocturne going up, trying to even this fight out just a little bit more.
Finding that vision here. Will Yoke be able to take the turret down here? Looks like just barely getting that red turret gold. Drake up in 3 minutes here. How are they going to opt for this? Baron up in 3 seconds. Those powered buffs are going to be coming online real soon here. Looks like we're going to be probably playing for very heavy objective focus here. Send in their bot lane top.
Yeah, it's an interesting play to see, trying to show off their stronger bot lane, top lane, going up against Singing Chicken. It's fair, they're trying to even things out, but I am interested to see what Rubber Duck is planning on using that Baron. He still has that in his back pocket for empowered teleports, but he could be trying to pull it right now as I speak of the devil.
Looks like we got 4 top here actually. Stinging Chicken hovering. Is he going to try to defend his turret here? I think he's waiting for the team here. Yeah, waiting for the Lulu, Vi, Akali. We're going to have 5 tops. Sejuani bot with teleport. If they're going to be taking this fight, looks like they're just backing off, taking the turret, backing off, playing it safe. Probably the right play, especially with how fast they rotated.
We are now seeing all first tier turrets on red side going down. It means that it opens up a good amount of the jungle as well as some potential safety, and taking that away from Team 10, which is something that can be prioritized by Chippa Chippa, especially with potential plays like the Yone ult. But we shall see where all this is going.
It could be anyone's game here. Honestly, it's all about the right engage, the right timing, the right spacing. It could go either way here.
Yeah, we are seeing that. I mean, we are seeing the Baron is up, so it is interesting to see if we are going to see some greater prioritization of the objectives from Chippy Chippy. But they are seemingly just invading, trying to take as many resources away from Team 10 as possible.
Getting that deep vision as well. Vision's going to be huge for them here, especially if they can find a Nocturne ult. Going onto the bot lane, Stinging Chicken here, just focusing Kaveh, getting taken down by Caitlyn. That's a huge shutdown for her. She's going to be, I think she's building, oh no, actually, I'm not sure what she's opting for here. She's got a pickaxe, glowing moat. I think that's I actually don't know. I don't know. I was going to say Infinity Edge because that's what I usually tend to opt for, but they're getting the polymorph route, backing up here with Jinx Lulu if they don't want to get picked here.
We are potentially seeing some changes happening, but that's going to further empower School Freak to just immensely take down their bot lane, showing how big of a diff that is. But we are seeing some potential picks down here against Ab. Fluffy Cat trying to go in with the empowered Q and the W, but it does miss out.
Those 3 Drakes, that little extra armor resistance, that little extra damage, and that little extra ability haste, making a little bit of a difference here for Chippy Chippy. Last Drake coming up now, 5 seconds. Soul point for Chippy Chippy. Looks like they are going to be stacking it. Team 10 not going to give it up for free, I hope.
Oh, they better
Both
not.
teams mobilizing.
This is a very important moment here.
Opt for is Vi going to take the engage here, holding her Q, not sending anything, not being too rash. Playing it safe here, Goldfree getting caught out by Stinging Chicken here. Looks like the red Team 10 is going to just be rushing the dragon here. Are they going to be able to get that off? And the smite coming down, denying soul point here. Are they going to opt for the fight here? Nocturne ult coming in. We're seeing damage all around, picking up the kill on Vi. Caitlyn going down to Akali. There's so much going on. We're seeing the Jinx come online. Will Yone be able to take out this Lulu ult coming off on a Stinging Chicken? And the E true damage finishing off Kaveh here. And an ace for Team 10. Wow, that was an absolute burger flip of a fight, if I have to say so myself.
What was that you were saying earlier about you being worried about Lulu Polymorph? Yeah, that is a show of, even though Yone does have the leg up when it comes to dealing damage compared to the Lulu, just the Rek'Sai tankiness just makes it so much harder for Yone to deal with, even though he does have a seeming wit's end and the Blade of the Ruined King. But we are finally seeing more towers going down. First tier towers, almost all of them are going down except for mid lane, so we will see if these objectives are just going to be pushed in more by Team 10.
Yeah, they closed out that gold difference pretty significantly. It looks like it's only about a 1.5k gold difference compared to the 4k gold difference before that fight. That was a good play by Team 10 denying that Drake Soul.
We
Gonna
are
see if
going to... Sorry, go
gonna
ahead.
see. No worries at all, man. So
Uh,
much going on here. So much to talk about.
Very much so. We are seeing we are seeing quite a bit of sturdiness being built with some of these items. We are seeing an Edge of Night be built onto Rek'Sai, meaning he's going to be a lot harder to deal with, but still being able to utilize some of that damage coming on from Titanic Hydra and from the lethality. I am interested to see just how much the Sejuani is going to play into this. We need to see Jess make a bigger impact with their ults later on in these team fights.
100%. I haven't been seeing too many teleports still up, flash still up, ultimate up. She needs to be looking for that Jinx Lulu, I think, or even just to deny the Akali or Rek'Sai from getting on top of their bot lane. Gonna see the ults out here from Yoki. Denying Sting and Chicken the pick onto him.
That is a shame for Yoki. We know that it's going to take a bit for Yoki to be able to get that back, but we could potentially see something going on with the next objective. But we could, I am waiting to see if anyone is going to be prioritizing Baron, because we do see a lot of vision coming on from Team 10. But we could just be seeing a Sting and Chicken breakdown on bot lane.
Sejuani ult coming out. Not finding its target. Sting and Chicken doing a good job zoning the enemy off here.
This is what we were talking about. This is what I was worried about. I want Jess to somehow find the swing of things. They're not.
He's trying to pick up his momentum here, looking for the back. I'm guessing he's gonna finish his Thornmail if I'm not wrong here. Yep, and he picks up the Thornmail.
Yep. Seeing full armor. We're seeing full on tank Sejuani, which is a fair game considering the fact that their two biggest problems are the big powerhouse that are Rek'Sai and the potential crazier snowball of Jinx. Even though it's only 3-3-4 for Lycan, that could still be a huge problem later down the line.
100%, especially with that Infinity Edge Kraken Slayer. We're seeing a 300 gold shutdown on him as well. If he goes down, whoever's taking that. Let's get a gold check here. Speaking of gold. Let's see. We got, oh my goodness, we got almost a 2.5k gold lead from bot lane here. 40 CS lead from Caitlyn. Gorfik showing her dominance here. We're also seeing about 2,000 gold, or about 1.5 to 2k for Yoki here into Buddha. Don't count him out yet though. That Storm Surge can definitely have some impact. And about a 5k gold lead, almost, just a little lower than that for Rek'Sai here top. Just really nullifying that Sejuani pick.
This is what I was worried about. Sting and Chicken is certainly a pick that I was very worried about. We do see the ace in the hole trying to hit Lycan. Seeing if that lethality hits a little bit harder, which it certainly does, but I don't think it's going to be enough to one-tap this Jinx.
Yeah, she didn't opt for the Yumumu's Collector then into the action mark here. Looks like she went LDR second, which was a really interesting pick. Considering, I mean, I guess she is building around, just getting that early LDR so she can play around for the potential Rek'Sai counter. We're seeing Team 10 here walking down some potential Sting and Chicken, staying in the bush, finding the Nocturne, QE going off. Is he going to send the ultimate to try to get the pick? Ultimate coming out and picking up the frag. He's now caught in between, taking the Blast Cone over into the Drake pit. And looks like Team 10 is going to get this jungler down, not looking at like a shot for them. Dragon is completely denied. That was some cheeky bush cheese from Sting and Chicken. I love to see that.
We
Talking
always
about that
love...
cheekiness. We love a little cheekiness.
We love a little cheekiness. We are also, I'm loving the fact that Sting and Chicken realized very early on the really only the best player to be able to actually prioritize stealing the Drake is the one who has all the mobility and the smite to actually be able to take the Drake. Team 10 is realizing that now they are even in kills, but they need to get that leg up on Chippa Chippa when it comes to avoiding them getting any kind of Drake soul. And right now, they are doing a pretty dang good job of coming back from that.
Definitely. We're just gonna have to hope that Jinx shutdown doesn't get claimed anytime soon, because that could spell doom for Team 10 if Jinx is gonna go down, especially with most of their heal is gonna be needing onto that, because they're just gonna need to kite down this Caitlyn Yone Nocturne. Vision coming down.
We are potentially seeing some more items. I do see the infamous Immortal Shield Bow placed onto Yone. We are seeing the Storm Surge on Karma, and we could potentially be seeing way more. I'm not quite sure what the new item is that they're going to be playing on with Jinx, but shut my mouth. Looks like Singing Chicken is trying to go in for something bot lane. Yoki landing the ult, but Yoki with his shields manages to take it down. Even without the ult, that E on Yone is deadly, even on somebody like Rek'Sai.
Yeah, that Bork on hit just really showing why it's super strong, especially with Yone, just that attack speed coming out. With Wit's End, he's just going to be melting if he's getting on top of you and not getting CC'd.
We
It's
are
like a
seeing,
teleport.
Yeah, we are
down.
seeing the teleport coming in for Baron.
They have the vision, they have the damage, they know Vi's over the wall. Going on to... Wow, that Yone damage is just coming off. Looks like they are going to be securing the Baron here. We're relatively free, not giving up much for it. Looks like they are pinging onto Lulu here. Lulu Jinx pinging for top lane to get pushed out. Wolfrey coming mid, clearing out the mid lane here.
We have much to worry about when it comes to that Jinx and Lulu. We haven't seen much yet, but I am expecting to see some kind of crazy team fight, especially since now that they have Baron, they will be able to go in for a potential push top because both towers are down. But it is possible that they could just be trying to get all lanes been pushed in.
Now we are going to see Yone picking up the Infinity Edge, almost full buying it pretty much. It's going to be causing a lot of problems here. I mean, Yone is just so dominant in almost any game he's in. The engage, the ultimate, he's able to almost engage, disengage, kind of do whatever he wants. He has a lot of flexibility here.
Right you are, and I am interested just to see how much these ults are going to be coming in. I know Ghoul Freak has just been shooting off their ace in the hole all kind of willy-nilly. If I'm not mistaken, I have yet to see a Jinx rocket, or at the very least not a Jinx rocket that has really made a huge impact on the team fight or finishing anything off.
Definitely, I haven't, besides that one earlier fight, we haven't really seen Jinx come online too hard here. We're going to see if they're going to be able to get the right engage to just have Jinx right in the perfect range to just kite down Chippy. And that ace in the hole, like you said, she's just letting it go willy-nilly.
Taking the shots off, trying to weaken Lycan, but Lycan can just full on go back. But we could be seeing something here from the Shirelia speed boost.
The Edge of Night going down here with the coming boost by ultimate onto Small Fluffy Cat here. Rubber Duck going down to the Rek'Sai ultimate. Yone ult catching Moonkiller and App. Moonkiller 1 HP. Yone stuck in the 2v2. Sejuani comes down. Will she be able to stop it? Yone picking up the kill. And here's the Jinx. And there's the Jinx we were literally just talking about it.
Yeah.
In the perfect range to just completely kite. That Yone was kind of got cut off from the rest of the team there. Caught the Lulu at 1 HP, just barely missing the frag. They do have the grubs to just take it down right now. Look at that armor shred, the dot damage coming through. They're gonna get the inhib here. How deep are they gonna go? Is this gonna be game? Nocturne up in 3. Looks like they are gonna opt for the reset here.
Yeah, that was what we were worrying for. That is the team fight that Lycan needed to really kick themselves into high gear. Now that they are comparable to Ghoul Freak when it comes to kills and potential killing power, we do see that the Yone did have plenty of capabilities when it came to coming in that team fight. That was just a tug of war when it came to coming in. We saw the Rek'Sai just blasting in, and then we saw the Yone ult, and then we saw the Lulu survive, and then we saw the Jinx coming in. It's just
Yeah.
it
Oh
is
my god.
insane.
Absolutely. Rek'Sai doing a great job keeping Nocturne off of that get from coming on a dragon, try to steal it. Getting 3 Drakes. Now we're 3 for 3 here. 3 Hextech Drakes for Team 10. Infernal Mountain and 1 Hextech for Chippy here. I mean, that extra ability haste, I mean, I think that's going to make a huge difference, especially for Lulu. Just going to be spam shielding pretty much.
Oh yeah, and you know that both Sting and Chicken and Lycan can both use the ability haste and the attack speed that you can get on Hextech Drake.
Oh,
It is
definitely.
pretty crazy, especially when they get full Hextech Soul. Or we could potentially see Chippa coming back and getting some greater prioritization, because now the gold is kind of evening back up. It's gonna be
Yeah, it's actually
nasty.
exactly even now. Within like 100, 200 gold here.
Are seeing the Shadow Flame pick coming in from the Akali. She's trying to just hit as hard as possible, but we are seeing bot lane, Sting and Chicken and Yoki coming in for another fight. Yoki is just showing off that even with the Serpent Fang, Sting and Chicken is just not able to deal with all those shields and all that Infinity Edge damage.
Wow. Oh my goodness, those crits really hurt. Sting and Chicken getting picked not optimal here. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a siege here. They gotta be careful though. 4 mid, Akali recalling top here.
We really do need to see everybody involved with this siege, but it does seem like that that Sting and Chicken pick is certainly very strong to keep the Yone up in bounties and just demonstrating that he's nearly at full build. He's going to be a huge tank buster when it comes to that Rek'Sai, trying to jump in, potentially going unstoppable against the Jinx, try to take that 700 bounty.
That bounty is something that Chippy is definitely going to be probably looking for here. If they don't shut down the Jinx early in the fight, she's just going to be in a position to just kite, especially with the Phantom Dancer. She's going to be getting that movement and that ghost, just going to be able to walk through anybody she wants.
Are seeing nearly full builds happening here. We're seeing the Black Cleaver coming in from Rubber Chicken. App trying to go for Guardian Angel, try to survive a little bit longer, and we could potentially just be seeing some greater defensive capabilities. But I am far more worried when it comes to the Jinx and the Yone, because both
100%.
of them have the potential just to go nuts with those Infinity Edges.
Definitely, and I'm questioning the Karma Storm Surge here a little bit. Not sure if that's the best item to get gold utilized, especially with huge damage already coming off from Yone. I think it would have been a little more optimal to opt for like a Arden or a little a shield item. But
Yeah,
they do have the Serpent's Fang on Rek'Sai, so that does make sense a little bit. Sit on top here, looking for a bush cheese. Cheeky action.
Here.
We got 3 tops. Sejuani following it up. Not close though. They are on vision now. Do they know? I think they know.
Are potentially
looks
seeing
like-
that they are worrying about the Baron pick here, trying to get that so that they can just lead into eventually getting the Drake in a minute and a half.
App starting the Baron here. Looks like they are going to be pushing for it. Jinx just dishing out damage here. Just going to be melting this. Are they going to be able to even make it here in time? Yoke coming here. Baron going down for red team. Team 10 taking it. Backing off, looking for the disengage. Nocturnal coming in, catching the engage onto Vi. GA going down. Sejuani zoning off. Small Fluffy Cat, Chicken, and Moonkiller here taking up the pick onto Vi. Teleport coming down from Buddha69. Is he going to be able to help his team out here? Polymorph onto Yoke here, but is he going to be able to stop him? Moonkiller getting caught out with the ace in the hole. Buddha69 with the Storm Surge. Like I said, that Akali does not fall off. Jinx flashing into the Yone. Not sure if that was the optimal play here. Going 2 for 3 in favor of Chippy here. Yoke still has his GA up. Oh my goodness. Wow, that was a play and a half.
Oh, that was a play. That is a demonstration of why you do not let Yone breathe. Now that he is full build, he has the capability of popping off. Even with the Akali being able to just go in and utilize that Storm Surge, even though Buddha69 has been able to make a substantial chunk in their defenses, it doesn't seem like it's enough, especially when it comes to dealing with that Yone. Even with his E, he doesn't have his ult. He didn't have his ult that whole match.
Yeah, you don't want to go melee here with Yone here, and it looks like Buddha did manage to find his mark there with the ultimate, getting the Storm Surge proc. Chippy picking up Soul Point here. Flash coming out from Small Fluffy Cat. Ultimate coming off. Yone just barely missing the ultimate on a Stinging Chicken. Going down, the auto damage is just coming through with the crits. Buddha69 getting caught out by the Yone empowered Q. Looks like they are going to take the 1-for-1 and just back up here. They do have Soul Point. This could be pretty big for them.
We are certainly.
They have Soul.
We certainly see how that Soul is going to be very dangerous now that they have those empowered auto attacks, just making them even stronger. That gold lead slowly tipping now into Chippy's favor. Yone showing off just how they never are ever going to fall off. But we're not going to see anyone, Yoki, Ghoul Freak, they're not sitting down. And hopefully Small Fluffy Cat can find the better prioritization of where they need to back up.
Definitely. Both 20-20, even in kills here. Yone looking really huge. Yone just being a prominent pick here in slow LCS. We're seeing his dominance here. If it's not banned, it's going to get picked.
Definitely. We are potentially seeing some full builds going on for Team 10, trying to combat the fact that Yone and Caitlyn are just not going to be unrelenting in the mid lane, trying to get some of that pressure onto the fact that they got to the to the inhibitor in the mid lane.
Okay, looking here. Catching that vision.
Seeing all these potential picks is insane. They are potentially waiting on for Moonkiller or Lycan to go into the bush, but I don't think they're crazy enough to try anything.
Stinging Chicken going for the back here after shoving out top. See, are they going to continue sieging mid? I think they can here. I mean, Yone has ult up. He's really strong. He could honestly dive them under tower here. Like, tower going down, catching them with the ultimate. Just absolutely melting Lycan and Moonkiller. Not a shot for them. No ace in the hole.
Those two picks.
Yeah. So it might be spelling doom for Team 10 here if they don't find something. Playing aggro, going under turret. Small Fluffy Cat, half HP. But Yoke still has his GA up. He's just really a big problem. With his Scimitar too. Going for a cheeky little engage, backing out. They're just going to be chunking that turret down. Not in a position, no range from Team 10 here. They are not going to be able to walk up, especially with GA on Ghoul Freak. The range is just ranging. Nexus turrets.
Seeing something.
69 picking up the kill. Zanya going off. Is he going to get picked? Trapped.
Ooh.
And Yone is going to pick it up here. Is Stinging Chicken going to be able to do anything? Nexus turrets going down. Ghoul Freak, Small Fluffy Cat autoing the Nexus. Hit Nexus to win, as some may say. And Chippy taking the victory over Team 10. Absolute splendid performance from both teams. Oh my goodness.
Well done.
What a way. That Yone just absolutely popping off. Round of applause for both teams, seriously. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, that was quite a good tug of war. The dynamics between them, showing off that both Stinging Chicken and Lycan having the potential to snowball, but it just wasn't enough against the Yone.
Definitely, and Sedge not really being able to find her mark, especially just kind of find those team fights and those engages. Yone just picking up every engage he could pick up, just melting the bot lane there.
I'll have to be wary of future Rek'Sai top lanes simply just diving me under my tower, just not caring at all. And those early on picks made me scared that Stinging Chicken was just going to take this whole thing away. But even with Serpent's Fang, Edge of Night, it just wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough, especially with that range. They were just getting outranged there. And Jinx did manage to bring it back. We almost counted her out there, especially with Buddha69 too, getting his place back in, not going negative, but they were able to close that match out. Yone just that full build Yone. There's not much you can do about that with the
He-
GA.
You saw in Yoki's mind that he was definitely thinking, I don't need these boots. I'm gonna pop scimitar. You can't stun me. I'm just gonna go in, and my E's gonna do the rest.
Yep. He's just like, I don't care. I'm just all in here.
Oh man, and I have a small feeling that I cursed Jess. Those ults, the potential. I understand that they really needed a tank pick, but in the end, I felt like it was just too much of a tough fight for Jess to really get their foot in the door with Stinging Chicken's Rek'Sai.
100%. That was a good performance overall, though. I had a blast commentating that match. I'm not gonna lie, just seeing back and forth from both teams there. It was just wow.
So many good picks. I love the objectives. I love the fact that they came with 3 extra Hextech Drakes, and then we saw that pick on Rubber Duck, and then slowly it was just melting away.
Yeah, as Yone just came online, it was just not much you can do with the E, the GA. He's just huge. That champ needs a nerf. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh man, that early Bork must have helped a lot, and then going into Infinity Edge later on. Was there anyone that you were there any specific plays from anyone else we haven't talked about that really got you?
Think here, no, not really. I think just those. Yeah, not really. I just think that Yone play at the end that pretty much summed it up.
Even to Team 10, I will give you that. I saw lots of great potential. The 5 extra kills coming in for Lycan. I loved Moonkiller's survival in that one mid-game fight, popping off, killing off the Yone, using the polymorph alongside the Rek'Sai. It was just a strong contingency, but they just kept getting pushed in.
Okay. Is this a tournament or a talkament, guys? Casters, start the game. Am I right? Okay.
All right.
But anyways, that's it for day 1 of week 2. We're off to a strong start. I mean, Team 10 almost brought it back, and that first game really just we don't talk about that one. But thanks everyone for watching. We hit 1,000 followers, 1,002 now. You could be next up. You could be 1,003 or 4. You know, drop that follow, drop a sub even. You know, all the money goes straight back into all the different gaming clubs on campus, and you know, any support is appreciated. 1 penny, $1, whatever it is. Join the Discord, stay updated to everything that is going on, especially with SLOLCS. That's where you can get the up-to-date information, power rankings, interact with the community, all that type of stuff. All that can be found on the SLOLCS Discord, which you can find with link. And let me see if I remember my own command. I do. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching. You know, we have 2. Thank you guys for casting this out here. And we had Go Freak and Admech earlier. Yeah, catch us back here tomorrow, same time, 1 o'clock for day 2. And that's gonna do it for us. It's gonna do it for me. I have work. See you guys later.
Right on. Pleasure
Right on.
casting with you, Gusto.
Yeah, it was a pleasure casting with you too, Stunna.
Bye.
Right on side.